This is your News Source Evening Bulletin for today, Monday, the 10th day of November in the year 2025. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting, and here is what we're tracking tonight. The Guyana government has launched a public service upskill platform with Coursera, which will provide continuous and self-paced online learning for public servants across the country to modernize the public sector and enhance job performance. Speaking at the launch this morning, President Irfan Ali said it represents an important step in the government's push to modernize the public sector, which he believes is steadily evolving. He said the ultimate goal is to ensure an improved public service.
If we don't do it as a nation and at the scale that is necessary, we will not survive in this modern, new world. What we're doing today is not launching or relaunching a program. What we're talking about today is an agile, results-driven, accountable public service, backed by skilled human capital and technology. That is what we're building. We are building the revolution of the future in the public service.
The Coursera development courses will be tailored to push making the public service more efficient and to remove the burden in the system. President Ali said the country's public service cannot continue to operate the way it has been operating, and therefore changes are needed, starting with human capital development.
But more importantly than building this human capacity and capability at this national scale is finding our own solutions. And in the next 3 to 4 weeks, you will see a series of apps being launched that we are building ourselves, that we are trusting our young people, our brain power, our technical capability. We are trusting them to build it ourselves, to drive this future, building it out ourselves to meet our demands, our requirements, our priorities, and lead a regional revolution in what we do.
And Minister of Public Service and Government Efficiency Zulfikar Ali hailed a partnership with Coursera, saying that it will help Guyana to adopt as the world is rapidly changing. He said the country's public service risks transformation if it does not adapt to the new realities.
The skills that were valuable yesterday are quickly being replaced by the skills we need for tomorrow. And as a government, we have a choice. We can either be swept away by this tide of change, or we can build a ship that allows us to navigate it. Our President, Dr. Ali, has laid out a clear and ambitious vision for our nation. In that vision is a modern, prosperous, and efficient public service.
The new program is being seen as a foundational pillar for the new public service that is being fashioned by the government. More news coming up in just a moment.
It all starts with one. Maybe it's one look, you know the one, or one touch, even one word. It can start with one step, or one promise, one thrill, one first time, one deep breath, one leap of faith, one day to remember, or one night to forget. One moment, so many stories that make up one crazy, average, everyday, fabulous life. We get one life, just one. Make your move. It all starts with one.
Your own home is so much more than just 4 walls, floors, and ceilings. It's a lifetime of great memories and stories. Come talk to us and start your journey home today.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Every year somebody wins, but this year?
This year is my turn.
I'm going big. 48,000? Easy. That's 6 coupons.
Smart and fast. My win is just a scan away. Oh, and I take in that fridge too.
This is the winning one.
This year, the win is mine.
Shop $8,000 or more at any 6 Massey stores, and you'll get a chance to win our grand prize, the brand new 2025 Hyundai Creta, plus amazing consolation prizes. Massey stores, our family serving your family.
Let's tell you now that the attorneys representing the United States government in the extradition proceedings against Nazar and Azruddin Mohammed handed over key documents to the court this morning as the hearing continued. Those documents included a diplomatic note and warrants from U.S. authorities. In late October, the U.S. government formally requested the extradition of the father and son to face an 11-count indictment in Florida related to allegations of mail fraud and wire fraud and money laundering related to gold exports and tax evasion claims. In support of the request, the attorneys for the U.S. government, Terrence Williams, Celine Diedrich, Herbert McKenzie, and Glenn Hanneman, presented the court with the documents from the U.S. government seeking the extradition. The attorneys told the court that additional documents in support of extradition will be presented.
These are the regular diplomatic documents and case evidence documents which are standard in an extradition matter.
Meanwhile, defense attorney senior counsel Roy Stilford told reporters that the defense team is still to thoroughly go through the documents submitted. He said based on his perusal, the documents do not include evidence to support the U.S. government's claim that the Mohameds are linked to an international criminal enterprise, with other links in the U.S., Venezuela, and the Middle East.
Absolutely none. Absolutely none.
The attorney also said the prosecution has been given the opportunity to make further disclosures, and when they do, the defense team will thoroughly go through the documents. He said the team wants all documents disclosed.
We would have seen a request from the United States to the government of Guyana, but we've not been able to study that. They're extensive documents.
There's very specific allegations. Are you also asking for documents related to those allegations?
We're asking for the prosecutors to reveal all the documents that they have in their possession, which will be related to this matter. We have
Mr. Ford is representing the Mohammeds together with attorney Sion DeJourne. The case has been adjourned to the 24th of November, when the prosecution is expected to make further disclosures to the court. A Partnership for National Unity, the APNU, has tabled a number of motions, bills, and questions in the National Assembly, among them amendments to the Representation of the People's Act and the Natural Resource Fund Act. The coalition of parties wants Section 69 of the Representation of the People's Act to be amended to strengthen the country's electoral process. APNU Member of Parliament Vince Roy Jordan explained that the proposed change would see the introduction of biometric verification systems at polling stations and the mandatory use of ID cards by voters to prevent voter impersonation and restore the public's trust in the electoral system.
This measure will, 1. Prevent voter impersonation and electoral fraud. 2. Ease the logistical and financial burdens on smaller political parties. And 3. Reinforce public confidence in the fairness and credibility of Guyana's elections.
The coalition has long advocated for the use of enhanced biometrics at polling stations. But while the issue had gained the attention of the Elections Commission, it had received major pushback from the government. Today, the issue has been shelved. The APNU also wants Section 16 of the Natural Resource Fund Act amended to ensure that the country's oil revenue is used in a transparent and responsible manner.
The amendment seeks to 1. Restrict withdrawals from the NRF to capital development and disaster relief projects only. 2. Reinstate parliamentary control over annual withdrawals. And 3. Require mandatory annual reporting to the National Assembly on all NRF finance projects.
The APNU also submitted questions on the Guyana Online Academy of Learning, the National Intelligence and Security Agency, and the Guyana Power and Light Company. Jordan said the questions, motions, and amendments reflect the APNU's robust parliamentary agenda for the 13th Parliament. With just 12 seats in the House, the APNU will need the support of the government, which shows a majority to have the motions and bill passed. But APNU Member of Parliament Sherrod Duncan said the onus is on the APNU to demonstrate its ability to govern the country and pilot bills that could effect a difference.
And we have an onus to show that we are ready on day one to govern this country. And that is why we have a very, very robust parliamentary agenda and work program. And look, we understand that we have other political parties in the House. We submitted close to 40 motions and questions and bills we want to see make the order paper in the near term. But we could have easily submitted 500 and tried to dominate the entire parliamentary agenda. But we're eager to see also what the PPP wants to table. We're eager to see too what WIN wants to table and also what Forward Guyana movement want to table, because they're part of this. They're part of the stakeholders in the National Assembly. But the people ultimately, we want to be able to show to the people of this country that we understand these issues and we are willing to move these issues forward in the national interest. I think that is what it's about, the bottom line of it, in the national interest.
He also said the issues placed before the House are substantive and should be given the necessary consideration. The APNU said its parliamentary agenda is rooted in accountability, transparency, and the empowerment of citizens. Well, President Irpanali on Sunday called for global world peace, even as he acknowledged that peace at home remains a priority. Speaking at the Remembrance Day observance at the War Memorial Cenotaph Monument here in Georgetown, the president commended the country's men and women in uniform, who he said continue to put their lives on the line for the nation's defense.
We're encouraged by their example to strengthen our resolve to preserve the peace within our borders, and also to keep this peace for generations to come. We salute all leaders who embrace democracy, justice, liberty, and who together combine their efforts for a world that is free from the scourge of every disruption of peace, be it transnational crime, terrorism, or any other form of act or action that put our peace at risk.
Globally, the president recognized all leaders who uphold democracy, justice, liberty, and who together combine their efforts in pursuit of a just and peaceful world. At home, he reiterated that Guyana remains a nation of peace, which is forever indebted to those who sacrificed for the nation.
We recall with eternal gratitude those who have made similar personal sacrifices in the continuing struggle for human dignity, liberty, equity, and social justice. We remember the Guyanese men and women who struggled for national independence and who have given their lives in the service to our nation. We also salute our current serving men and women who stand guard at our borders, who leave their homes with a dignity and pride, not of war, but of peace, peaceful existence of our nation, peaceful existence of our people, and the sovereignty and security of our nation.
The president said the legacy of those who perished in World Wars I and II should guide modern nations as they face aggression, oppression, and inequality.
We call upon every leader to resolve, to come together, to defeat terror, to defeat oppression, to defeat injustice, to defeat criminality, and to protect our next generation and allow them to grow in a world of honor, freedom, and dignity. We rededicate ourselves to the quest for peace, for the nation, and for the happiness and prosperity of our people.
Wreaths were laid by several organizations in tribute to those who died.
Your own home is so much more than just four walls, floors, and ceilings. It's a lifetime of great memories and stories. Come talk to us and start your journey home today.
Republic Bank. We're the one for you.
It's a 2025 Denmark Music and Entertainment Awards. Let's go!
Even if you're away.
Firstly, rest up, charge up, rise up.
Let him go. I'm from a kingdom where we live by the laws of God, not the words of people.
They all left undone. It wasn't my fault.
Oh, I think it's a wonderful experience. I think they should have it every single year for all the Guyanese artists. And I think they should show more, Guyanese people should show more support.
I feel amazing. I feel so grateful to be a part of it. So it's great to see the cultures building together and actually building a bridge closer together.
Don't know why I try to find love in these eyes.
Washi. Hi people. Washing made so easy since I found Washi. Washing me use wash me clothes and I can say wash your soap powder, wash clothes so nice. Wash your soap powder, leave your clothes color bright. Wash your soap powder, leave me clothes smelling nice, of course. So give thanks for wash your soap powder for doing my laundry right. Keep my clothes color bright, have my clothes smelling nice for sure. I could not ask for more. Comes in lemon and original. It is a washing machine in a pack. Wash your soap powder, wash clothes so nice. Wash your soap powder, leave your clothes color bright. Wash your soap powder, have my clothes smelling nice, of course.
Distributors located in the Stabrook Market.
It all starts with one. Maybe it's one look, you know the one, or one touch, even one word. It can start with one step, or one promise, one thrill, one first time, one deep breath, one leap of faith, one day to remember, or one night to forget. One moment, so many stories that make.
On Saturday the 15th November,
the Guyana National Stadium comes alive, featuring Massacre,
Dog boys sell whites, don't lock off the store. Out our kitchen now, wash off your clothes. Call it bravery, don't call it luck. One aim of the riches, I'm a target up. Lucky business with you, so.
Cranium.
Someone on a life, boy, have some girl I gonna start for you.
Chanel Muir. Win an exclusive gate prize of a brand new car.
Get your tickets to see Massacre live in concert alongside Chanel Muir and Cranium at the National Stadium. In Linden, get it from Muslim Top-Up Shop, Bloomingdale's Fashion, Broad Money Spare Parts, Rodney's Court, and Crown Auto Nation Office. On the East Bank, get it from Suicide Junction. In Berbice, get it from Rise Burgers. That's in Leisure Inn, New Amsterdam. If you're on the West Side, get it from UK Goods and Consultancy Service West Bank and West Vibes Bar. In the city, get it from Fireside Grill, Stovetop Restaurant, Extra Energy in the Stabrook Market, Pressy's Gift Shop, Grill Kings Mandela, Stefan Simon on 661-9966, M&J Designs at 684-6477, and The Other Wife Restaurant. General tickets are $6,000, VIP access $30,000, and VVIP $45,000.
Make this Christmas happen for everyone this year with Republic Bank. Make this Christmas happen with Republic Bank this year.
2 weeks after the deadly mobile gas station bombing on Regent Street here in Georgetown, the Guyana Police Force and the government have remained relatively silent on key issues surrounding the attack, including the motive. Appearing on this week's edition of the podcast Sources, former Chief of Staff of the Guyana Defense Force, Rear Admiral retired Dr. Gary Best, said the state must provide answers to a number of questions regarding the attack in the interest of transparency and as part of the efforts to restore public trust in the country's security system.
We have to connect that bombing to two previous explosions, and I think that's where the security concern is for most of the citizens. I think the government, through its security forces, they need to very quickly establish and tell us whether there's a link between the fatal bombing and the two previous explosions.
The October 26 incident, which took the life of 6-year-old Soraya Bourne and injured 4 others, was allegedly carried out by a Venezuelan national who was aided by at least 6 other persons, including other Venezuelans and Guyanese. A total of 7 persons have since appeared before the court being charged for terrorism. Crime Chief Wendell Blenheim, when questioned about the issue last week, said the main suspect is a member of the Arson de Cato gang out of Venezuela. He declined, however, to indicate whether the attack was linked to the explosions at the GPL substation and the East Rhineville police outpost earlier this year. The former Chief of Staff of the Guyana Defense Force, Dr. Gary Best, said the attack at the fuel pump station does not appear to be a copycat case.
Not that it's a copycat in my view. Was it a tester? Were they trying and testing the security apparatus, the response mechanism of security forces? Is the fatality deliberate? We have another child who died. Is there a sinister plot greater than a simple explosion, a simple bombing?
Dr. Best said it is clear that the country's security infrastructure is under attack, and robust systems must be put in place by the security forces to prevent similar attacks.
So I believe the infrastructure in the country is under attack, and if the government doesn't step in very quickly with robust intelligence gathering operations, we could very well find ourselves having more installations being attacked.
He said the government has a duty to ensure it reposes confidence in the people, and by failing to answer key questions that will not in any way compromise the integrity of the investigation, further erodes the public trust in the Guyana Police Force. The Customs Anti-Narcotics Unit has issued wanted bulletins for 2 Venezuelan nationals and 1 Colombian in connection with the investigations into a 52-pound cocaine bust, which took place last Friday in Perica on the east bank of Essequibo. The 3 wanted men have been listed as Venezuelan nationals Herman Dario Martinez Calon and Richard Daniel Rodriguez Criollo, while the Colombian national has been identified as Camilo Morales Gonzalez. KANU said it has no information on the last known addresses of the 3 men, but would like anyone with information on their whereabouts to contact KANU directly on telephone number 226-0431. The drug bust took place on Friday at a home in Hydruni, Parika on the east bank of Essequibo. KANU ranks discovered just over 52 pounds of cocaine stashed in the house. In a statement, KANU said the large amount of cocaine was discovered in the home in several parcels during its operation. The agency also said the 3 suspects, including a Venezuelan national, were arrested at the scene. They remain in custody. There has been growing concern of Venezuelan operatives and locals becoming more involved in the drug trade in the Essequibo area and other bordering locations. KANU has been conducting a number of operations in the region. Meanwhile, Director of KANU James Singh on Saturday said KANU will continue to widen its operations in the drug fight, noting some of the successes that the unit has derived over the past few years. The KANU director said the work continues. A pilot working with Air Services Limited who mistakenly landed a Cessna 208 Grand Caravan aircraft at a school construction site in a small village in Region 9 and took off from the same location, nearly hitting a fence, has been suspended by the Guyana Civil Aviation Authority pending a full investigation of the incident. The pilot's name has not been released. The investigation into the incident, which occurred on the 6th of November, is expected to be completed within a week. In a statement, the Civil Aviation Authority said the aircraft, bearing the registration number 8RTHR, has also been grounded. Air Services Limited has been notified of the investigations. The incident left construction workers at the school site and villagers confused as the aircraft landed on a small pathway on the construction site. After realizing his mistake, the pilot made several attempts before eventually taking off from the same site. The takeoff was captured on camera and showed the aircraft narrowly missing an open gate and fence. Aviation experts have blamed the pilot for several breaches. One expert said landing at the wrong location can happen to even the more experienced pilots, but attempting multiple takeoffs from a rough, unsuitable surface, ultimately striking a fence on departure, reflects a breakdown in decision-making, discipline, and the fundamental principle every pilot learns on the air law and standard operating procedures. Other pilots have stated that the pilot at the center of the probe should have parked and secured the aircraft immediately after his landing and inform his company and the Civil Aviation Authority about the incident, rather than risking his life and the lives of others with a risky takeoff.
On Saturday the 15th November,
The Guyana National Stadium comes alive, featuring Massacre.
Don't lock off the stove. Out our kitchen now, wash off the clothes. Call it bravery, don't call it luck. One aim of the riches, I'm a target up. Lucky business with you, so.
Cranium.
Chanel Muir.
win an exclusive gate prize of a brand new car.
Get your tickets to see Massacre live in concert alongside Chanel Muir and Cranium at the National Stadium. In Linden, get it from Muslim Top-Up Shop, Bloomingdale's Fashion, Broad Money Spare Parts, Rodney's Court, and Crown Auto Nation Office. On the East Bank, get it from Suicide Junction. In Berbice, get it from Rise Burgers. That's in Leisure Inn, New Amsterdam. If you're on the West Side, get it from UK Goods and Consultancy Service West Bank and West Vibes Bar. In the city, get it from Fireside Grill, Stovetop Restaurant, Extra Energy in the Stabrook Market, Pressy's Gift Shop, Grill Kings Mandela, Stefan Simon on 661-9966, M&J Designs at 684-6477, and the Other Wife Restaurant. General tickets are $6,000, VIP access $30,000. $30,000 and VVIP $45,000.
Something new has been growing, and it's now ready for you to pick.
Fresh.
Taste the Fruta freshness. Pick the fresh new 200 ml size today. Live Fruitaful.
Guyana's economy is rapidly transforming, and we're all part of it. Oil is at the forefront of this development by providing reliable and efficient energy and supporting community development from the very core. 100% of Oil's profit goes back to building schools, roads, and other important infrastructure that connects our cities and towns, providing fuel to domestic, marine, industrial, and aerial transportation. Oil has now repositioned itself as market leader in the petroleum industry, building a better future for all of us.
With your regional and international news tonight, I am Svetlana Marshall in the region. A day of violent rioting at a prison in southwest Ecuador on Sunday caused the deaths of at least 31 inmates, the country's prison agency said. 27 prisoners died due to suffocation and immediate death by hanging, according to a statement shared on X by the SNAI prison agency. There were no other details about how the prisoners died. Earlier on Sunday, SNAI reported 4 deaths at the same prison in a separate incident, which was brought under control by tactical police. That riot was prompted by a reorganization of the prisoners in a new maximum security facility, the statement said. Ecuador has faced a wave of deadly prison riots in recent years, resulting in the deaths of hundreds of inmates. President Daniel Noboa's administration, which has pledged to take a tough stance on crime, blazed the violence on several gangs battling for dominance and territorial control. Multiple U.S. military drones appear to have flown above and around Trinidad and Tobago last month, some within mere miles of Venezuelan coast, and at least one in the skies directly above the Twin Island Republic. Positions of alleged American attack drones detected by the New York Times in mid-October were shared with the Express by the Times on Friday. The locations show about 15 instances where at least 4 such drones, presumed to be MQ-9A Reapers, are believed to have traveled within TNT airspace over the country's territory, at times nearing the maritime border it shares with Venezuela. It also includes at least 2 instances where drones were detected flying northwest of Trinidad, just off Venezuela's Sucre state. MQ-9A drones are remotely piloted aircraft, which, according to the U.S. Air Force, are typically used against dynamic execution targets and as intelligence collection asset. The map, compiled using publicly available radio transmissions between U.S. military pilots and air traffic control towers on the ground, was shared by the Times, which reported last week that it had been monitoring the call signs given in air traffic control submissions as the U.S. began its military buildup in the region. And finally tonight, international news. At least 8 people were killed in an explosion in a car near the historic Red Fort in a densely populated district of the Indian capital Delhi, a city police spokesperson said. The exact cause of the blast was being investigated, City Police spokesperson Sanjay Tayaji said. However, India's financial capital of Mumbai, as well as its most populous state of Uttar Pradesh, which borders Delhi, went on high security alert after the blast, local media reported. 8 people have been killed in the explosion, Tayaji said. At least 20 people were injured, TV channels reported, as ambulances raced to the scene. Mangled bodies and wreckage of several cars could be seen on a congested street near a metro station in the old quarter of Delhi, as police poured into the area to secure it and push back gathering crowds. Delhi Police Commissioner said the blast took place minutes before 7 p.m. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Svetlana Marshall, wishing you a pleasant evening.